Hey everybody, welcome back to Jordan Samuel Skin Talks. How you doing? I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I would say that we're finding our groove here. Every other week videos. I think we're onto something. Okay, I'm going to expand upon a video I did on other social platforms. And obviously here we can be a little bit more long format. I can get into it a little bit better. But it is an idea that our head of marketing, my husband, gave me. And it was great. And it was about the common things, the top 3 common sort of, not mistakes necessarily, though some are mistakes, but conditions I dealt with in the facial room. I've been a licensed esthetician since 2010. I have seen it all, but time and time again, there are consistencies that happen. And I think the reason it's good to bring it up is there are things that you might be doing at home, even if you're not seeing a professional, and fixing them can really fix a lot in your routine. And I've been talking about that a lot recently, of replacing one thing and getting it right. And that can open up a whole different situation for your skin and your skincare routine, and having the routine work smarter and harder for you and not against your skin. But it's going to come as no surprise. I have talked about this since probably my first YouTube video, which is now a decade ago. But surface dehydration, number 1 across the board thing that I saw in the treatment room: surface dryness, surface dehydration. Now, the reason why it's number 1 is because it's so easy to get that surface dryness. You can be so good at taking care of your skin, but there are so many things that work against us. Your shower could be too hot. It could be extreme conditions where you go out in the winter and it's cold and it's windy, and you come home, especially if you're in a city like New York with this radiator heat, low humidity. Or separately in the summer where, yes, it's high humidity, but you're outside and you're sweating and that sweat's evaporating and you're not reapplying a sunscreen, or you're not, again, surface dehydration. You're using a cleanser that's maybe too drying for your skin type. You're not applying, maybe you need an extra layer in there, hydrating serum, maybe something to seal in your moisturizer, maybe a richer moisturizer. I'm not saying any of these things, are the culprit, but there's so many things and reasons why we get surface dry and surface dehydrated that's why it's the most common. Obviously, overdoing acids, overdoing high strength actives, mixing and matching everything, that's also going to be at play here. And what you get with that is those fine little premature wrinkles, if you will, fine lines. And so many people would come into me and be like, I feel like I'm too young to have these fine lines. I really don't like it. What can we do to improve it? I'm like, hydrate your skin. Now, that's not drinking water. Drinking water is not going to hurt. It's not going to help. But it's keeping water in the skin, maybe replenishing it, and then maybe helping to seal it in. But then also checking those other steps. Oh yeah, maybe my shower is too hot. Oh yeah, I am going in and out of these extremes. Maybe I need to add this hydrating serum layer. Maybe I need to step back on my exfoliation. Maybe I need to step back on mixing and matching my actives. And again, we're all different. So what might be an everyday routine and product for you and you're not seeing surface dryness? For me, I could only do that once or twice a week. So that's why mixing and figuring out what works best for you to really keep that surface dryness and dehydration at bay is best. Now, number 2 also doesn't come as a surprise. So it sort of just happened this way. I am somebody who is a delicate flower. I'm very sensitive. I get sensitized very easily. And it just so happened that my clientele built that way. I think after a certain point, it was like, oh, you have sensitive skin. You're afraid to get a facial. Go see Jordan. He'll help you out. He'll get you back on track. But that was what the entirety of my facial business was built on, and then what extended into the Jordan Samuel Skin line of products. But I'm not talking about genetic redness in certain skin tones, rosacea, things like that. If you have that too, obviously go to your derm. This is self-imposed sensitivity, redness in certain skin tones, peeling, irritation, heat. Again, things though that weren't directly related to something like rosacea. And once we started peeling back that onion, I feel like you can finish my sentence, but wouldn't you know, exfoliating every day with like a fairly strong acid, having a retinol, whether cosmetic or prescription strength in the routine, trying to get a high percent vitamin C in there, trying to get a high percent azelaic acid in there, also using washcloths regularly, double cleansing at night, cleansing in the morning, and then not replenishing. Barrier breakdown. So that was something that was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And again, that's why I wanted to talk about this, because these simple things of like, oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, maybe he's right. Maybe I shouldn't be exfoliating every day. Or maybe I still can, but I need to drop down the percentage. You know, maybe this 10% strength isn't for me. Maybe I need to go 5. Again, I'm just throwing different versions out there. Maybe I shouldn't exfoliate the same night I'm doing tretinoin, even if it feels like my skin can take it. And all of a sudden you start to see your bounce get back, your glow get back, your skin is holding on to water. Pink and red starts to go down in certain skin tones, peeling subsides, skin feels like it's holding on to water. The list goes on and on. So it's these simple things where you don't have to change your entire routine. You can just change this one step, this one thing, maybe 3 times a week exfoliating, not every single day, and watch your skin glow. Now, going into the third thing, which sort of corresponds to this, but is breakout. But I have dealt with a true oily, rich, breakout prone, acneic skin in my practice. However, the most common thing I saw was breakout from barrier breakdown. And that is something that is very common and very confusing. So when you have stripped your skin, again, so many reasons this could happen. We don't need to get into them. Over cleansing, actives, etc., and just overdoing it, over being too aggressive on your skin. Your skin can present with breakout and congestion, but it's not, pustules. It's not papules. Can maybe be blackheads, but not really. You have that sort of shine where you think you're oily, but it's surface dry. But then you have these breakouts. And that is coming from the skin just being absolutely irritated, inflamed, bad stuff getting in, good stuff isn't being held on to. However, people see it as breakout. They don't think of it and they don't see it as their barrier is breaking down. And so what do? They double up on their exfoliants. They double up on their tretinoin. They double up on their cleansing. They double up on their washcloths. They double up on all of these things that are probably, in this instance, not all instances, in this instance, causing the breakout, the congestion, the irritation. And what you should be doing is the exact opposite, pumping the brakes on all of that, stopping the exfoliants, stopping for just a short time period, getting the skin back on track. But those 3 things really were so unbelievably common, with the third one being the trickiest because, with surface dehydration, make these little tricks, you can sort of get it back on track. Self-imposed sensitized skin or sensitivities, same thing. With this third thing, the issue became they started treating what appeared and is a breakout of such with aggression and active and not TLC, and all it needed was TLC. So some food for thought, except that's food for thought, not food for thought, but also maybe food for thought for all of you. But again, such common things I saw in my practice, and honestly, common things that I do to myself still. But I know I nip it immediately. But I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm a little surface dry because of X, Y, and Z. Oh, I'm a little red because of X, Y, and Z. Oh, there's a little bit of a breakout-y rash type situation because of X, Y, Z. Dialing it back, figuring it out, which is also why I'm not even going to get into this now. But if you're trialing new products and you have more than one, only add in one at a time. You will never be able to know what is the culprit causing a reaction, a situation, a unwelcome result if you're doing more than one product at a time. So I do hope you get something from this. I know sometimes I sound like a broken record, but it is good to keep reiterating. I feel like that's something we need over and over again. I hope it helps your skin. I hope it helps you. I hope you like the video. And like I said, look at us doing regular videos now. Keep your fingers crossed for me. But this setup is easy here. I like it. And I hope you were doing well, and I hope you were into your summer swing and enjoying this summer weather. And until next time, bye.